Hello, everyone. Europe has been hit by a number of serious natural disasters in recent times. But today, we will focus on one particular event, one that shook a small community in Switzerland and sent a stark warning about the impact of climate change on the highlands. On the 28th of May 2025, in the sleepy village of Blatten, a terrible disaster occurred, the sudden collapse of a huge glacier. The incident not only destroyed homes and property, but also took the life of one resident, an old shepherd who lived alone on the mountainside. This event is not just an isolated tragedy, but also a vivid demonstration of the serious impacts of climate change that we are facing today. Over the next 15 minutes, we will explore the details of the collapse, the causes of the disaster, and its unpredictable consequences, and discuss the important lessons that humans need to learn to live safely with nature. Let's start this journey of discovery with me. Blatten is a small, peaceful village located in the middle of the Leuchtental Valley, one of the most famous valleys in the Swiss Alps. With a population of less than a few hundred people, Blatten is perhaps a symbol of the wonderful harmony between humans and majestic nature. This place is not only famous for its towering mountains, but also for its long, eternal glaciers covering the mountain peaks, creating a magnificent natural picture and attracting thousands of tourists every year to enjoy the fresh air, beautiful scenery, and winter sports such as skiing and mountain climbing. However, in recent years, scientists and local residents have begun to notice something alarming. Many glaciers around the area, especially the Blatten Glacier, are melting faster than ever and losing their inherent stability. The giant ice sheets that were once considered immutable have become brittle and prone to collapse due to rising temperatures and prolonged erratic rainfall. This situation not only changes the natural landscape, but also directly threatens the safety of mountain communities. The mountain region that was once considered a safe haven is now turning into a land full of potential dangers, requiring urgent attention and action from both the scientific community and local authorities. On the 28th of May 2025, the Blatten area experienced a severe heat wave that lasted for several days, combined with unusual rainfall the night before. These weather conditions created a dangerous double impact. The increased heat caused the ice to melt rapidly, while the pouring rain increased the pressure inside the cracks and ice caves. The Blatten Glacier, which had been a solid natural work that had existed for centuries, suddenly became extremely unstable. The meltwater could not escape quickly enough, accumulating inside, creating a huge pressure on the ice and rock layers below. At around 4 a.m. on the fateful day, seismic measuring devices and vibration sensors installed around the area began to record unusual signs. Mild tremors appeared continuously at the foot of the glacier, as if signaling an impending small earthquake. Local people who were familiar with the mountains also felt the difference in the air. The wind died down, the birds stopped singing, the hazy sky seemed to be holding its breath. Realizing the danger was becoming more and more obvious, the local authorities immediately ordered an emergency evacuation of all residents in the valley. Rescue teams, police, and volunteers rushed to help people move to safety, especially the elderly, children, and those in difficult circumstances. However, in the midst of the chaos, a touching story occurred. Mr. Hans Müller, 64, a shepherd who lived alone on a nearby mountainside, refused to leave. He said his sheep needed care and protection and could not be left alone in the midst of danger. Just a few hours later, when most of the villagers had moved safely, the real disaster struck. The Blatten Glacier, weighing millions of tons, suddenly collapsed, creating a huge landslide and avalanche. The loud explosions tore apart the quiet space. Mud, rocks, and snow fell like a raging waterfall, burying most of the area around the foot of the mountain. Mr. Hans Mueller, who could not escape the danger zone in time, was trapped and unfortunately died in this tragedy. His loss was a great pain not only for his family, but also for the entire Blatten community. Rescue teams were deployed immediately after the landslide and icefall. Hundreds of rescue workers, including police, firefighters, geologists, and volunteers, rushed to the scene despite the difficult weather and terrain conditions. Access to the buried area was extremely difficult. The thick layer of rock and ice made it difficult for heavy machinery to operate effectively. Rescue teams had to use modern detection equipment, such as heat detectors, sonar equipment, and drones, to locate survivors. Although time was measured in minutes, thanks to professional coordination and tireless efforts, rescue teams quickly found and assisted people trapped in areas that were not completely buried by the ice. However, Shepherd Hans Mueller, who was in an area that was sealed off early, could not be rescued. His passing was a great loss for his family and the local community, and a harsh reminder of the potential dangers posed by increasingly unusual natural phenomena. On the infrastructure side, dozens of houses were completely destroyed, and the regional transportation system was disrupted due to roads blocked by rocks and ice. Electricity, water, and communication supplies were severely affected in the following days. The Swiss government quickly mobilized resources, supported temporary resettlement, and began post-disaster recovery work. The international community also sent condolences and technical assistance to help Blatten quickly stabilize his life. The collapse of the Blatten Glacier was not just a natural event, but also a strong wake-up call about the increasing risks caused by climate change. It urged us to be better prepared, improve warning systems, and build prevention strategies to protect people and the environment. Thus, the catastrophic collapse of the Blatten Glacier in Switzerland on the 28th of May 2025 has left behind huge losses in human lives and property and highlighted the serious impacts of climate change on high mountain regions. This event is not only a clear warning of the increasing dangers, but also urges us to take more specific and drastic actions in protecting the environment and preventing natural disasters. We need to listen to the voice of nature, combine science and technology to build effective early warning systems, and raise public awareness, helping people to be better prepared when facing unpredictable fluctuations. Hopefully, Blatten's story will be the motivation for each of us to join hands to act for a more sustainable and safer future for ourselves and for future generations. Thank you for watching today's program. See you in the next issues with more interesting stories and topics.